My name is Connor Minahan. That's spelled Connermenahan. I had this idea of a mafia hitman cleaner. If everything goes horribly wrong, he's the one that they call to clean up the mess, gets rid of everything, is almost like a ghost, and is the worst of the worst. When we got this project, I thought it would be a great way to challenge myself as a filmmaker and also work with real film. I was thinking about maybe getting that project done out of the way probably first 2 weeks when we got the camera, but when I realized how much thought process goes into actual filmmaking, I had to hit the brakes. And that's when we'll have the camera showing the doorknob. Um, and that will be Marquise coming in on the doorknob. I really wanted to film it outside at nighttime, but with the project, it's a little bit harder to film at night because you need so much light just to expose the film and everything. So I'm going to be shooting everything inside a production space where I have controlled lighting. With digital film, you can easily film a scene over and over and over again with multiple angles, but with film, we have to try and do in-camera editing where we go from one scene to the next and do shot for shot of what we want to do. This is probably the first project where I've literally understood every single decision I've made just because of the camera itself. I'm still pretty scared because I just loaded my actual real film in there. But practicing with the dummy reel really made everything feel a lot more assured. Like I knew how I could thread it without having to unthread it, put it back through, waste more film. So I was kind of happy. The camera itself is basically almost a mathematical equation, I would say, because everything is on the lens. So you have to measure out how far the lens is from the actual scene or subject that you're filming, how many feet that is. So from measuring from the camera to the actor, and then you also have to focus to that length on the camera. It says if they're 18 feet away, you put it down to the 18 feet. That's where it should be in focus. A couple years ago, they used to have a class where they would teach you how to develop your own film. So that was kind of a knowledge I was hoping to get, but since we don't have the budget for it this year, we have to send it off to a studio that does it professionally. It's still a little terrifying because we have to fill out this form, put our own footage into the mailbox, send it off to these random strangers, and hope that they develop it correctly and that they send it back. Because apparently, I guess there's a track record of the footage either being lost sometimes or it gets exposed wrong during the processing. And if that happens, you're literally just back to square one, really. And it's getting close to the end of the year, and a lot of us don't have that luxury to start from the beginning again. So, like the camera move, still show Tyler? I think it will be a huge learning curve for not just myself, but everyone on the set. Then I'll cut, and then I'll keep Tyler seeing it. With the Bolex, since everything's so methodically measured and timed and wound and everything, it's it's one of those machines where it has to be perfectly oiled, and you have to first work out the motions before you actually do anything with the live film. And so it'll be one of those processes where there'll be a lot of practice, and then eventually the final performance. Here comes the end.
A lot of the shots turned out really well. Everything that I really worked on just turned out beautiful. Out of all the shots, only one of them didn't turn out right, and that was the last maybe 10 feet of the film. And literally that was just trying to see if I could get smoke coming off a cigar burn, but it was too dark to really see it. But since it was just B-roll and just kind of experiment, I'm not too distraught about it. I have a newfound respect for the old filmmakers and directors that still do film. It's a fantastic tool, and I really like this experience, and I think I'm probably do more actual film projects in the future.